Hello and welcome to my new video, how to draw an eagle's head step by step. In this video I'm going to show you one way to draw an eagle's head. Obviously there are lots of ways to draw an eagle's head, but this is just one way. So the way that I would start this video drawing is to just draw an oval on its side as a loose sketch, and then to draw a beak-like structure just to the right, and just place in an eye somewhere towards the centre, and then draw the sort of neck and shoulders of the eagle. So we've got this sort of crazy drawing at this stage. And I just add a few more lines just to see where I'm going. I'm working from several photographs. But the main thing I want to do at this stage is to make sure that the eye is in the right place and I can fit the whole head in, that I won't have problems later on by not finding space for things. So I just use an eraser to clear up some of the lines, and now I need to make sure that if the eye is going to be here, which I think it can be because I'll fit in the rest of the eagle's head from this, I can start looking in some of the details of the eye, trying to get some attention to detail of tone. So I'm not going to really make the eye look like an eye like I imagine an eye to be. I'm just going to draw from the images that I'm using the shapes of tone, the light and dark, that I see, and then hopefully through that process it will turn into an eagle's eye just by drawing the shapes accurately that I see. So there's some sort of feathery things towards the top of the eye overlapping, and some indication of sort of light and dark and the reflective quality of an eye. Now there are lots of details that you could put in an eye, but I think I'd rather try to put the illusion of detail. So it's got quite a dark rim around the eye, and the pupil in the centre is pretty dark. And then between that there are sort of mid-tones, but there are one or two light bits. But it's going to be one of the darker parts of the picture, I think, the eye. And then the sort of feathers over the top of the eye cast a shadow that I'll just put in, and the shadow is going to be slightly lighter. So obviously just a slight movement of direction of a mark will change the attitude of the eye, the sort of emotion that you can see in the eye or read into the eye from a human standpoint. And now I just work into some of the sort of midtones around the edge of the eye. So I'm broadening the area that I'm working out, and I just sit back and look and see if that's roughly right. So I think that's coming along a bit. So I'll try and get some of the markers on the beak, see where I can find some other edges or lines. So the shape here and the top beak here, I need to make sure that they work in relation to the eye. So the eye is going to stay where it is, but if I draw anything else, that's fine. But if I need to change it later on, I'll change it in relation to the static point of the eye, which won't change. I think that's a useful thing, because sometimes it's quite tempting to rub out everything if you see a mistake, to use a eraser and get rid of everything. I think it's best just to try and keep as much as you can and erase just the little part that you can see needs some correcting. So along here there's some sort of feathery bits down here, and the quality of the lines that I'm doing as well, they need to sort of vary. So the quality of line is how hard you press with the pencil. So I'm using a 4B pencil for all of this drawing because it's pretty flexible. With a 4B pencil you can get a very dark mark, but you can also get a wide range of tones from dark to very pale tones in a very graded way. So along here I'm just going to speed up my drawing rather than the video, just speed up my drawing a bit and draw in some sketch lines, indications of where shapes are going to be, rather than trying to spell it all out. And then I might just use an eraser to clear up some of these lines if I get a few too many. But I think just to have quite a variety of lines at this stage is quite useful. And then I'll just erase parts of the lines so that I've got a surface which has almost like little clues of where I could go next. So along here I'll be looking at my images and just try and find some of the shapes and some of the directions of the lines. And again, working it all in relation to the eye and the few parts of the beak that I've drawn. So I'm trying to look at the whole picture now and looking at how things relate one to another. So the pencil sort of dots around quite fast in a way, because I'm just sort of intuitively going from one area to another, because I did that sort of crazy sketch at the beginning of the basic shapes, and now I'm starting to work on various areas of detail, and also now at this stage various areas of tone. So the beak isn't white, it's not the same brightness as the paper, the background of the eagle, so I need to tone that to some extent. So sometimes it's quite good just to put a sort of brief tone on with a pencil, and then maybe either just erase it or smudge it with your finger to create a mid-tone. And then there are marks within the head of the eagle as well, which aren't going to be white, and I don't want this outline to be too harsh at this stage, partly because I think I might need to change it later on. So next I will speed up the video here and just block in some of the tone of the dark black parts of this eagle's head. And as I'm doing that, it's sort of like the negative shapes around the feathery bits around the neck of the head. So I can redefine those areas by putting in the dark areas between them. The quality of the line that I want, doing the dark bits. And the dark bits with a 4B pencil, sometimes like here, I do it just sketching as fast as I can in one direction, and then go over it again even more firmly with the pencil, and then it gets quite a dark flat shape. So I don't want too much texture in that area, so that the focal point of this eagle will be the actual head. So I'm changing the top of the head now because that wasn't quite right, it was a bit too oval. So the first sketch marks that I did, sometimes you have to really question those later on. They might not be, well, it wasn't to me so obvious what needed changing at the beginning. So again here the beak goes along there a little bit. Now here at this stage I think basically most of the things that I want to put in this drawing are there. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you find it useful for your own drawing. Obviously there are many ways to draw, but this is just one way. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Circle Line Art School, for many more art videos on a wide variety of topics. Thank you very much and see you next time. Bye bye.